Hi class, today we're going to be looking at a new rhythm pattern, as you can tell by the title. It's the 16th note. It's a little bit more advanced than the previous rhythms we've looked at, but the way you guys knock those out of the park, I'm sure it'll go just fine. Cool. So we're going to be starting counting nice and slow at a nice 70 BPM, so that way you guys can articulate and process the new rhythms. And don't worry about the formal American counting system, that's just basically the fancy way of saying how we count. Before we start, let's review the rhythms and divisions that we know. Can you write here in a bit what type of rhythm you get if you split the quarter note into two? Here's a little hint. If the measure is in 4/4, there would be 8 total. If you wrote down eighth notes, that's correct. So look at this graphic and see how every rhythm can be divided into two. 2 half notes equals 1 whole note, 2 quarters equals 1 half, 2 eighth notes equals 1 quarter. Basically, everything's divided into two. So that leads us to our new friend, the 16th note. It looks pretty similar to the 8th, but is there something different about how it's drawn? Here's the formal definition. A 16th note is a division of rhythm that encompasses or makes up 4 to a beat. It's a division of the 8th note, so like I said, it's just like the 8th is to the quarter. And again, notice how one full beat has 2 beams or slashes, and that answers our previous question. 8th notes just have the 1 beam or the little slash on top of the notes, while the 16th notes have 2. Cool. So the way we count, one full beat of 16th notes is a group of 4. Here you can see a breakdown from the 8th and how it's exactly like 2 eighth notes is 1 quarter. So 2 eighth notes is 1 quarter, 2 16ths is 1 eighth. Now the way 16th notes are counted is 1 E and a. I'll repeat it slowly. 1 E and a. Here below you should see how one beat of eighth notes aligns with one beat of 16th notes. Because they are both on one beat and divide equally, the ands align. So I'm going to be putting a quick metronome and I'm going to say the 16th notes into a full quarter. And again, it's going to be at 70 BPM. One E and a, 1 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 E and a. And of course here it is written. 1 E and a, 1 E and a, 1 E and a, 1 E and a. A little trick that I like to use is using the word ravioli. In case you didn't know, ravioli has 4 syllables. Ravioli, ravioli. So it aligns pretty well with the 16th note. So let me show you guys. Ravioli, 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 ravioli. So cool, now I'm going to leave the metronome on for about 10 seconds and I want you to alternate between the formal counting system, the one and ravioli. I'll do an example real quick just to show you guys and leave the metronome on for a bit. One E and a, 1 E and a, 1 E and a, 1 E and a, ravioli, 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 ravioli. And here's the metronome by itself. Okay, so here's the wrong way to count and group 16th notes. In what ways is it wrong in terms of grouping and counting? The main two answers I would take is that the beats are grouped in threes. As you can tell, these 16th notes are groups in threes. But if you remember correctly, one full beat actually has 4. The second answer is that the counting system is completely wrong by skipping individual 16th notes in the counting, as you can see. So this first line, 1E and a, and then the 16th note here doesn't have a number or an and or a letter or a symbol. Okay, so now let's look at some examples. These next two I'm going to do. For the first one, you can see that there's a quarter, 2 beats of 16th notes. Again, you can tell because they have the 2 little lines on top of the notes, and 1 beat of 8th notes, and again you can tell because they just have the 1. Now let me put on my metronome, and it'll go something like this. Right? 1, 2E and a 3E and a 4 and 1, 2E and a 3E and a 4 and 1, 2E and a 3E and a 4 and. Now this second example is a little different. You can clearly see the difference in beaming. Again, the little lines across, and you can see the difference between 8th and 16th notes. So here you can see there's 1 beat of 8th notes, another beat of 8th notes, and 1 full beat of 16th notes. And then just this quarter by itself and 2 rests. Here it is fully counted. 1 and 2 and 3 and a 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and a 1. Now let's do some examples together. You can tell this is a 4/4 measure, so it has 4 beats. It's only 16th notes again because of the beams. You can tell a nice visual way. And down below here is the formal way of counting it: 1E and a, 2E and a, 3E and a, 4E and a. Cool. Let's count it 3 times. I'm gonna count you guys in. And I'm gonna be counting it about maybe 3-4 times. So just follow me. And here's the metronome so you can get a feel for the beat. 1, 2, ready, go. 1E and a, 2E and a, 3E and a, 4E and a. Ready, go. 1E and a, 2E and a, 3E and a, 4E and a. Cool. Last time. Ready, go. 1E and a, 2E and a, 3E and a, 4E and a. Cool. This next example I want you guys to do by yourselves. It's in 4/4, so again, it has 4 beats. I want you all to write the rhythm in the counting system. Cool. Now here's a second example I want you guys to try by yourselves. Again, it's in 4/4, so it has 4 beats. Select the rhythm notation that is accurate using our counting system. And hint, remember the subdivisions of the beat. This one has all 3 types of beats, but using visual clues that I've said, like beaming and just overall subdivisions, it should be fairly easy. Cool. Now I want you guys to be composers. Follow the prompt and make a music example according to the guidelines. Alrighty class, that wraps up our introduction to 16th notes. It is new information, so don't feel discouraged if it didn't click immediately. Just like our instruments that we practice just for a bit every day, you'll improve in no time. We'll continue to keep practicing and looking at more rhythms that have 16th notes, and when I see you in person, we'll start looking at music that actually does have 16th notes. Thank you all.